There is like a trillion Batman games, but there are virtually no Batman Beyond games. In fact, Batman Beyond Return of the Joker is pretty much the only Batman Beyond game that I know of. And it sucks. They screwed up the only game they had. It's like one of the worst, most boring vanilla beat 'em ups you will ever play in your life. It has no strategy. You know Streets of Rage? This is Streets of Neutral. There is no rage. It's calm, collected, slow walking, relaxed jabs, spamming attacks, and just getting beat up when you're fighting tough enemies. You know the Golden Axe series, that great game with awesome beat 'em up action and hack and slash fun? This is Silver Axe. No, this is Bronze Axe. This is Aluminum Axe. This is a Fisher-Price children's axe compared to Golden Axe. The prevailing strategy in this game is spamming attacks until the enemy collapses. It is so incredibly stupid. You want to beat an enemy? Don't do any cool combinations. Don't run around. Don't avoid the enemy attacks. Just stand there and spam the punch button. If you want to be really cheap, spam the kick button. The kicks are just as cheap to spam as the punches, but with kicks, you actually have a slightly longer range and they hit a lot harder. Don't even bother coming up to the enemies. Just literally stand there and the enemies will walk into your kicks and punches. That is after they just stare at you for about 5 seconds, contemplating what they're doing in their life, how they have screwed up so badly in their life that they are in such an inferior game. You remember that one memorable episode from the classic Batman Beyond cartoon where Batman Beyond continually kicked the Joker in the stomach until he collapsed like a sack of potatoes? Yeah, I don't remember that either. That episode must have only been released in Europe. You do get like different weapons in the game and also different types of suits. Weapons are things you can throw, or just melee weapons like electrified whips or swords. The different suits have different stats, like some suits are better at doing damage, some suits are better at taking damage. Really, all the suits suck except one, I think it's called the Nimble Suit. And this suit is basically good because you can roll out of the way of enemy attacks, which doesn't really matter, because you can just casually stroll away from enemy attacks. But what's really good in this one is this special kick move that does 2 really powerful kicks at once, and it also propels you toward the enemy. But it looks, much like all the other attacks in this game, really stupid. It looks like you're playing hopscotch instead of having a deadly fight with mutated criminals. You have not lived until you've been kicked in the face by a hopscotching Batman from the future. Stiff movement and having virtually no strategy makes the combat pretty much pointless, literally just spamming attacks. Oh, you want to switch it up a little bit? Equip a weapon. What do you do with the weapon? Spam attacks. Same thing as if you were fighting unarmed, but now the attack looks different. Instead of a punch, it's now a little twirl you do, but you're basically just spamming over and over. You do get killed a lot by hard enemies, not because the enemies are hard to fight or have some kind of amazing AI. They're just as stupid and stiff and pointless as the regular add-ons. It's just that they hit harder, and your life bar isn't that long, and also you have very few lives to begin with. So a couple of hits from a really tough enemy, and you will get hit by tough enemies, and you're pretty much dead. You have to restart the entire level from scratch. There are 2 game modes. This time trial mode, where you're basically fighting enemies in what amounts to an arena, and the story mode, which has absolutely no story. No, seriously, let me show you the amazing, heart-wrenching story that begins this game. I mean, this is a story that will literally get you hooked. It's like the story of this game was written by Shakespeare himself, directed by Steven Spielberg, and starring Laurence Olivier and Marlon Brando. The story begins with this picture of a hangar, and then this picture of Batman going, "I'm getting an emergency signal from that hangar." And that's it! The intro story to this game is 2 pictures and a loading screen. There is literally more action in the loading screen because it has a moving bar. Oh my god! How is that a cutscene for a PS1 game? That's a cutscene for an Atari game. That is a cutscene for a pinball machine, Batman Beyond. If I haven't gotten through your head yet, this is not a good beat 'em up. It is the exact opposite of the classic television cartoon series Batman Beyond, which was, in fact, awesome. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more awful and classic game reviews. Goodbye, my friends.